In our previous two videos talking about climate analysis using Climate Consultant, we looked at the psychometric chart, which is very useful to kind of get some general strategies that might be useful in the site, especially for small commercial buildings or residential. Large buildings, the psychometric chart may not give you the entire picture. The other charts that we looked at were the wind wheel charts, and we looked at those by season. We looked at the psychometric chart by season too, and we're also looked at these by season. And we found that, yes, during the day, which is what we looked at primarily because this is an office building, there wasn't a lot of opportunity except in the spring, early spring through till the fall and winter. So and then next we're going to look at the potential for daylighting the building, and those two things that we need to look at there are sky cover range and illumination range. So I'm going to look at the sky cover range first, and this tells us how many days are cloudy and what percentage they're cloudy. And if you look right here, you'll see this little white bar. That's the mean. In other words, half of the days are on either side of the mean, right? So half of the days of January are less covered, 60%, 50%, 40%, and half the days are more coverage. Now these bars, once again, may not be half and half because they represent the extremes. In other words, as low as, say, 36% in January, and as high as 90% total cloud cover. Okay, and of course it starts to get, so there's a good range. During the summer we can see it's fairly clear, and that's fairly positive because it's then that we need all of our cooling. And of course, if we can turn off our lights, we're going to reduce the cooling load by reducing the internal load. So that's positive. And so it looks like we probably have clear enough sky conditions. It's intermediate in nature, but clear enough sky conditions that we can actually do some daylighting. The other thing we want to look at is illumination range. Okay, and this tells us how many foot candles, the range of the foot candles. And you'll see here there's two: direct normal. Okay, that's normal to the sun itself, and global horizontal. Now another one that would be is the vertical, global vertical, but we don't have that information because global vertical tells us most windows are going to be vertical, right? And so that would tell us how much radiation is going to be actually hitting or striking the windows in our building. But that's okay. This will give us some general idea. And you can look at, let's just look at global horizontal right here, or either one of them. And once again, the white is the mean, and you'll see it ranges between 2,500 foot candles and highest once again during July at about 5,000 foot candles. Well, when you only need 50 foot candles inside your building to have adequate lighting to do most tasks, then 2,000, all we need to do is get 50 of those into our building and distributed. And as I've talked before in different lectures, is that usually daylighting is not about an issue of getting adequate light there, quantity-wise, but it's the quality of the light. Have we reduced the glare and the contrast ratio? So it appears like to me we have an opportunity to use daylighting, both from an illumination range level and sky cover. And so what I'm going to do is save both of those. I'll just go into File, once again, print to a PNG, and save those down to my file where I'm collecting all my data to put into my. So that's the last of the Climate Consultant things we're going to look at. We looked at the psychometric chart to get an overall picture of the building. We looked at the wind rows or wind wheels to see directions of wind and temperatures of wind, and then we looked at illumination ranges to get an idea about daylighting.